have a little side conversation going on. We'll get into some of that later, coming up at the end of it. But we welcome Brad and Carissa this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Sun's trying to come out. We might get some sunshine today. That's always a good thing.
Well, yeah, it looks like it's at least for now dry and a little bit of sunlight. So
we're going to start that way. You know?
Absolutely.
It's December, so you never know.
By the time we're done with this show, it could be totally different.
It could be.
Absolutely.
Got your Christmas shopping all done?
You know what? No, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna go on Friday. Yeah, that's right. I still want to be on the good list.
Yeah.
We're gonna go on Friday and kind of finish it up. My wife and I generally do one day a year where we kind of just go and get her all done.
That's nice.
So, other than of course everything we order online, which is so much easier anyway, right? But yeah, we'll get that done this week.
Time now for our Woodlawn Health Report and board meeting this week.
Yeah. Board meeting a little bit earlier in the month just because of the upcoming holiday and such. But
don't want anybody miss Christmas.
Well, no, absolutely not. So we had our meeting yesterday and just kind of give you the financial update. November was a tough month for us. It was a little bit slower. We've been kind of running this roller coaster where every other month seems to be pretty good and the other month seems to be average at best. And so we did have an operating loss of about $430,000 for the month. And then a net loss then after we add in all those other revenues we have of about $111,000. Now, that we don't like that, of course. But at the same time, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. We're taking care of the community, and those things go up and down just based on what's going on in the world. We do have a net operating loss for the year so far of about minus $1.4 million. However, with all of our other revenues and such, we're running at about a $2 million bottom line.
Cool.
So we're still in the positive overall. And December, we'll see what that looks like. December's a weird month. You've got a lot of time where people take off for holidays and things like that. Schools get out and those kinds of things. But at the same time, you have people who have already met their deductibles and things for the year, and they're trying to get everything in. Right. So some years it can be extremely busy, and other years not so much. Yeah. So we'll see what that looks like when we get back to you guys in January.
Some of those challenges too is doctors like to take their vacations in December too. So trying to get those scheduled appointments and different things too gets to be fun and entertaining.
Yeah, everything flows from the physician clinics. So when physician clinics have a lower number of visits per month, that tends to flow to tests in the hospital and admissions and all of those kinds of things. So absolutely that factors in. But at the same time, we want our staff to enjoy the holidays and their vacation time is theirs, and we want them to enjoy this time of the year. So
of course, weather plays a big role too, because it hasn't really been real cold, and sometimes the cold will tend to make people get sick, and sometimes December's a little busier because of that.
Well, and we can actually talk about that because right now we have had a little bit of an up and down over the last few weeks. And so we are starting to see a pretty good rise on flu, RSV, and COVID again. Oh. And so just a reminder, as you guys are out there going and seeing family and friends and things like that, if you personally have a fever, don't go around your family and spread it. We typically see this about 2 to 3 weeks after every major holiday, where we have that big spike. We're fortunate that our numbers in the county are not significantly high. As compared to some of the others, but if you look at the news, you'll see down in Marion County, down in Indianapolis, where all the hospitals have now gone to visitor restrictions because they've had such a spike. So just keep that in mind as you're getting out and about. And if you're not feeling well, keep it to yourself.
And for clarification, Brad, is there any restrictions at Woodlawn right now for visitors?
No, currently Woodlawn has no visitor restrictions whatsoever. So we're hoping that we
keep it that way.
The numbers stay low and we can keep it that way. That's always our goal. Absolutely.
It is the season of giving, but you don't have to give that.
Absolutely correct, Randy.
Keep that gift to yourself.
Absolutely. Other topics or other things we talked about yesterday at the board meeting, we did have a capital approval for some purchasing, 2 new lab chemistry analyzers. So Emily from Lab's not here to explain everything, as it should be.
So Brad will do his version.
So I'll do a brief, what do they call that, Cliff Notes version. We currently have one lab analyzer that is many years old. Lab technology is changing at a rapid pace, and we are going to go to 2 analyzers, which take up a significantly less square footage and space in our facility, and that also add on several tests that we can't do now locally. So you may come in and get the blood draw and things, but then we send that out. Well, now we're going to be able to do those things on site.
Cool.
And by having 2 analyzers, we're going to be able to run 2 lines at the same time to get things through quicker. We're also going to be able to schedule things like preventative maintenance and upgrades and stuff in a way where there's never a situation where both are down at the same time. So really looking forward to that, and that'll open up quite a bit of space and add a whole new set of service lines for us there too.
Awesome.
The challenge on that is it's going to be 12 to 18 months, because to get anything manufactured that's in that area, you're on a wait list. So we are now on the list.
They don't have a storage room sitting around with all those in it.
They typically don't keep those $500,000 and $1 million items just laying around. But we'll be on the list now, and we'll get that done as soon as we can get that in.
So probably sometime in 2026 then.
At best, the end of 25, most
Yeah.
likely early 26
Okay.
is the idea. So
Gives you some time to plan and
it does.
do some work.
Well, and you really don't think about it. Some of those analyzers, there's some other infrastructure changes that have to happen. They have to have certain water supplies ran to them because they have to have a certain purification level of water. And so some of that stuff we'll be doing over
Right.
25 to make sure we're ready for 26. So very exciting though for the lab staff. It also reduces the amount of time that an individual has to handle things.
Oh, yeah.
Because this has 2 different types of analyzers in one, and it can move the little dish from one spot to the next, so to speak. So it's much more automated.
Yeah. And like you said, less people handling it because you don't have to ship it out now.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. People will be able to get their results faster and locally. Big congratulations to our team in the ED, our team in the accreditations department, and really all of the staff related to chest pain. You know, we got chest pain accredited about 3 or 4 years ago. We kind of bring these up from time to time, but that's a huge accreditation for Woodlawn Hospital, and we just did our re-accreditation and passed with flying colors. The team did so well, actually, that the accrediting body is actually going to use a lot of our information and some of the dashboards and things that our team built to show other hospitals how it's done.
Well, that's cool.
Amazing job. And one of the things we've added in that last 3 years is high sensitivity troponin. So I know this young lady next to me hates me talking medical, so I'll say that a different way.
Dumb it down for us non-medical people.
It is a test to detect myocardial infarctions or heart issues that is much more sensitive than we've ever had in the past. And so it's something we weren't able to do 3 years ago.
Gotcha.
That we've now added.
Awesome.
And so really what that does is that it gives us a much earlier indication that there's been something that's causing some muscle damage in the heart, and a much more sensitive test. So a big step up for us being able to help those people out who need help.
Good deal.
Yeah, very exciting for that team. Other announcements. Our Employer Health Services Department, or what we in the past called Occupational Health. We have hired a new nurse practitioner, Rachel Woods. She's a family nurse practitioner who just joined us this past week and will be leading that department as we move forward. Rachel's one of those come to home moments. So she was a nurse here in the medical surgical unit in CCU when I started here in 2006.
Okay.
And so she was with us for a few years then and started her career as a nurse at Woodlawn. And she's coming home, I say.
Awesome.
So we've had a really good run in the past year of bringing back people who were at Woodlawn over the last several years, who have worked other places and came back home.
Yeah.
And we're very excited to have her join the team again. And so she'll be starting over there at the Schaefer Medical Center in that area on the south side with the orthopedics department. You'll see her starting here anytime soon.
Good deal. You know, the neat part is, too, they get out there and gain a lot of other experiences and bigger markets and can bring some of that back to Fulton County.
Absolutely. You know, I think we've been very fortunate in the last year or so and brought back 20 or 30 individuals who have worked with us over the last several years. and it's been very exciting to see that. Rachel's a Rochester native, and he's excited to get back to the hospital there. So
Good deal.
very excited to have her come back and join the team.
Awesome.
Let's see, what else do we have here? We were talking a little bit about safety over the holidays, and I just want to remind everybody too that we see an increase in musculoskeletal injuries. So an increase in people straining their backs and twisting their legs and falls and all of those kinds of things over the holidays. And in large part it's due to some unique situations. We're carrying boxes of stuff out of attics that we use to decorate and all of those kinds of things. And then the other part is that we tend to be in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
We've got so much to get done in such little time, right? So I just want to remind everybody, slow down, enjoy the moments, get help when you're lifting stuff, take your time.
Carrying all those gifts around.
Yeah, we want to make sure that, when you're lugging that box of ornaments out of the attic or putting it back up in the attic, make sure somebody's there to help you. We don't want anybody hurt.
Yeah.
And we do get a lot of those over these next few weeks. So just keep that in mind. Give yourself extra time for pretty much everything you do over the next few weeks. Insurance cards and IDs. Something that we don't really talk about very often, but is important. Every time each one of us goes to the hospital, we need to present our ID card and our insurance. And I bring that up because one of our jobs at Woodlawn is to make sure that we're billing the right insurance and the right person for every service we do. So I know sometimes it can get a little bit challenging when you walk in on Monday and then you go in on Tuesday and they may ask you for the same information. We do remember you, and we love that you're coming to see us, but we do require that we present that information to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do and taking care of the billing properly. I say that for one, it's important, but two, the new year's coming.
Yeah.
And so what happens in the new year? We all get new insurance cards.
Mm-hmm.
So if you come out on December 31st and get lab work or get a service done, and then you show up on January 2nd, we're going to ask you again. Because it's a new year and we want to make sure that we get your new information in there correctly. So bear with us. I thank you for your support on that. It is a tough thing, but we want to make sure that we're getting everything right so that it goes to the right person's insurance every single time.
Makes our life easier too in the end when the bills show up and they'll say, wait a minute, I gave you my insurance card and it was wrong or something.
Well, and it also protects identity as well, right? Because we need to make sure that we're using the insurance that is yours and not someone else's. So it's a safety precaution for you as well. So just something to keep in mind, that why our team's trying to help you as well when they're asking that.
Yeah, we want to make sure we get it right the first time. And then, the only other thing I have is our earlier conversation we started, but which happened to do with football, everyone. I won't lie about that one.
No, it wasn't
football. We were discussing the fact that I live in a split household. My wife and I are IU people, and my daughter goes to St. Mary's up at Notre Dame. And so we were talking about all of the activities that are coming for the communities and such over the next couple days.
Friday's going to be crazy.
It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting.
You gave a stat that you saw, and it's kind of interesting. The number of people that will be watching this will exceed some other numbers that were amazing.
Yeah, I read in the Indianapolis Star that there will be more people watching this game in Indiana, so Indiana residents, than watched the time we won the Super Bowl with the Colts and the Bears. So there'll be more Indiana residents watching this game than they did the Super Bowl game. So
crazy.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, it's once in a lifetime. I mean, I'm an IU fan.
Yeah,
we know. Who knows what IU football does?
Absolutely.
We may never be back here again, so we got to take advantage.
Take advantage when we can. Absolutely.
But yeah, even the first time for Notre Dame fans to host a college playoff game. So I mean, there's a lot of different histories for both teams.
Good for Indiana.
Yeah,
good for Indiana as a
whole.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd much rather have seen somebody else coming up here from the south if it's going to be cold and let them deal with that. But,
yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't look like it's going to be as bad as it was, as cold as the Purdue IU game. So
I don't think so. I think we're going to be in the 30s or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Krista, you had a couple things you wanted to talk about from a marketing perspective.
So on the marketing perspective, we have some cool advertisement coming out with the IU and Notre Dame game. So be on the lookout for that. It rolls out. It starts today, and watch our social media. There's a lot of fun things, and we might have a Georgia fan in a reel. Just gonna pre-warn you guys. I
Brad,
know.
you didn't check this reel before it went out?
You know, I did not look at that particular information. We would have censored that, right?
I mean, they do have the red, right? I mean, but
That's
the rest
true.
of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm fully on the record. Brad was there when the picture was taken, so.
I was there.
I do want to talk about a few things. First off, we have a candy sale happening this Friday at the hospital in the cafeteria, and this goes to help the women, the Woodlawn Auxiliary, and they help with scholarships and different things within our hospital, but also within our community. So if you need some Christmas candy, don't hesitate to come out from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and the Wakarusa Dime Store will be on site. They have the really big jelly beans, and we're excited to be able to host them again. So don't delay, stop out. It helps support a really good cause, and it helps support a local business as well. And then secondly, and we'll probably talk about this again, but we are so excited to be partnering with Lifeplex in Plymouth to be putting on a mom's group. As we all know, OB around this area is closing, and we have the opportunity to have some of the most amazing local experts in the area. So we're going to be putting on a group to help moms with challenges and socialization and just becoming a resource up there. So if you are listening and you're in the Plymouth area and you want to stop by the Lakeplex, we're going to be starting this on January 15th. From 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. we'll have some goodies, stop by, and we just want to find out how we can best serve you. And then we plan to continue this group on the third Wednesday of every month at the Lifeplex. And a huge shout out to Fitness Forum and the Lifeplex for partnering with us and allowing us to use some space for free. We really, really appreciate that. So just something that we have coming up.
And Krista, that's a growth too. That's in addition to the Fulton County group that's already here.
Right, yeah.
So we're adding another one to help take care of those people in the Plymouth area
Awesome.
that do not have access to those services right now.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yes, our OB director is going to go up, so we can do a lot of those educational classes. Because let's just be honest, and when you're a mom, it's hard to get away. So if we can do that on a once-a-month basis and help with some education,
Yep.
it is serving our community. Because of our Argus Clinic, we consider Marshall County part of our community. So I'm really excited to be kicking that off.
Sounds like a great deal. Anything else this morning?
You know, just happy holidays,
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yes.
Get all three of those in there, and we look forward to continuing to take care of everybody in the community, and we hope you guys all have a happy and a safe holiday season.
Look forward to a great 2025.
Absolutely looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Go Hoosiers.
Go Hoosiers.
That's going to do it for the Woodlawn Health Report here on this Wednesday. Have a great day, everybody.